Hi everyone, welcome back. I hope you all are doing great. Doing okay. So I bought some more markers. I know. But I got these from Ross. They were $10. And it says comparable value of $15. And these are Soho Studio markers. They are made in China, and I don't know if this is the company or not. I didn't look up Soho Studio. I was like, I've been trying to go to Ross and the other stores, TJ Maxx, Marshalls, and look. I've been looking for some boxed envelope, carded envelopes because I want to make some projects, and they don't have any. Yeah, they don't have any. It's Christmas time for the retailer, so that is what it is. So let's go ahead and look into this. You get 24 markers. I had bought some markers from there before for like $4 or something, and I think it was like 10 or 12, I don't know, and it was missing markers. So we're just going to dump them out, make a lot of noise, wake up the little roommate. You know, what I'll tell you is that I think this is genius. This right here, cool. Because I don't think any of my other marker packs have that. So I've been kind of organizing, getting my stuff together, because for 2020, I do not want to have a lot of mess like I've been having for the last forever since I've been crafting. So I've been organizing. I had purchased some stuff back in the day. Here you go. I guess this is the quality control person. Very cool. If I was into like this, I may keep it just because. But like to put in journals and stuff like that. Um what I'm saying is I had purchased some storage containers like to organize room organization things from Michael's, I want to say in 2018. We're going to 2020. And I been putting them up. And storage takes up space too, so that's something to keep in mind. We're gonna try to do it in a color spectrum. I think I've saw some stuff where they're changing it, but I have all the reds, similar kind of reds together. And I'm not a professional colorist. I don't pretend to know everything about everything. This is just my opinion, my review on something that I purchased in case you're interested. I dabble in coloring. I have color pencils, color markers, all that stuff. So, take my review or summarization with a grain of salt. So, we have a broad tip right here. And then we have a fine tip right here. I don't know if I'll do any comparison. First, we're just going to do these. So it writes really okay. You can hear it, but you can hear all the markers. Color's really nice. It looks older red to me. Here's a stroke. Yep. Then this is deep red. Now, what I found is that none of the reds that I have is the red that I want it to be. And when I say that, I think, for example, this red is red to me. But that's not deep red, So yeah. Oh, let me do one more thing over here. So you can put these on top like that if you want to, which is cool. I know a lot of people complain about some of the more expensive brands not being able to do that, but I don't mind. This is a really nice red, deep red. I think what I'll do also, just in case, everybody says to swatch your stuff out ahead of time. I never swatch, and then I'm like, this color doesn't match. Oh yeah, because you didn't really do the thing you should have done. So this is 210, and then this one is 14, and this is vermilion. The lids are on here really nice. This looks so orange in my opinion. Very orangey. But that's okay. I need a very orangey color, I guess. So I'll be using this in some upcoming videos, I suppose, because I need to get, I need to work it and see how it really is. And then we have this color, geranium. And these colors are really close to each other. This is 15. It colors well. They all seem to color pretty decent. I'm using 110 cardstock. I want to say this is Joann Fabric cardstock. If you have a Joann Fabric near you, now I can only tell you I've used 110 cardstock from Joann, 110 cardstock from Michaels, and 110 cardstock Georgia Pacific, and I usually get that from Wally World. The Joann Fabric cardstock is the thickest of the 110s, if that makes any sense to you all. And then we have Pastel Pink. In my experience, messing around with the inexpensive markers, I think I use Pastel Pink a lot because it seems to run out. These are very saturated in ink right now, so that's really cool. And the reason why I put the number, just in case I want to go back and say, hey, what color was that? So if I was to follow the numerical color code, which I am going to try and do, and also with Roy G. Biv, orange would be the next one. Now, in between the orange, we have this peach pastel, which is orangey, right? These are the colors that we'll get to. So what I plan on doing is just doing this swatch with you all. And then I'm going to, oh, this is called Marigold. Was not expecting this. This kind of looks like a mustard color in my opinion. And in my humble opinion, Marigold has a much more golder, it's like more of a vibrant yellow in my opinion. I could be wrong, but I've, when I've used this color before, it's much more vibrant yellow. And this looks more mustardy to me, so this color may be off a little bit even. This is a lot lighter than the color is on the paper. So that is definitely something to think about. Then we're going to put in this peach, this pastel peach. And it is very pastel-y and peachy. It's light pink, in my opinion. And it feels a little bit dry. Just a little. It could be because it's so light and I need to put more color down that I'm having that problem. The broad tip is very saturated. I do store my markers on their sides just to keep the ink even, I guess. I looked it up, read a thing about how to store markers because I think someone was like, oh, it doesn't matter. And this is Millen Yellow. Millen Yellow and Marigold look almost the exact same. Yep, they definitely look the same. So I'll leave those two out. Actually, I'll leave all three of these out because I guess we'll do some blending with those three because those are very, very close in color, and I put 34. It should be 33 right here. I'll fix that. But these almost look identical. Millen Yellow is only a shade, a hint lighter than Marigold. So there's something to think about if you needed yellows, I suppose. Or oranges. There's no true yellows in here. We have this one yellow, and it's called Pastel Yellow. And I like it a lot because this is the yellow that I like. Maybe a shade brighter would be good too, but I like this yellow a lot. So that would probably be my go-to yellow. The colors in this setup, I think, are kind of odd colors. And not odd in a bad way, but, as far as the color spectrum, I have these that we haven't did yet, and they are mostly grays. So, a lot of times when you get, I guess you can call them basics. These are not like the true basic colors that you would normally get when you are getting a little color package or whatever. And it's 24 in here, so I feel, you know, I told you this before with the color pencils that I did, like these reds, we probably could only use one of these reds. We could have used kept old red or deep red and not got the other one. We could have kept this one and maybe not got this one because 15 and 10 are similar as well. We needed the pink, and these two right here, Marigold and what was 33, Millen Yellow, we could have got rid of one of those and put in a maybe a light, like a super bright color, or maybe like another yellow, because now we have moved on. We're still in the yellow spectrum, but we're kind of going over to the green spectrum. So so you know, you have red, orange, yellow. So we're right in the yellow going to green, and this is called olive green. And I am thinking it's going to look like, yep, poop. Oh, no worries. I hope no one was offended by me saying poop, but that's what I knew it was going to look like, you know, goose poop, bird poop, or you know, an animal poo. That's definitely what it looks like. This is beautiful. It's a bronze. It's called bronze green. As you all know, one of my favorite colors is green, so you know, I might be a little bit biased, just a scotch. So it has nice, the broad tip, in my opinion, is very nice. It's good, you know, and I haven't used it that much. I notice sometimes like this right here, when you compare that to other markers, it's a short, fine tip. And I think that broad tip markers, you know, tend to look like this no matter what. So that's good. Let's see. The lids are not. Oh, yeah, they are. So they were not. They're not. They are not. They're not interchangeable. So one side definitely fits one side better than the other. So let's see. So the broad tip doesn't really like, or maybe in that one, the broad tip doesn't like the fine tip side. Yeah. You can interchange them, but you saw how easy that was to come off. So the broad tip has a definite side, and the fine tip has a definite side. As in some markers, you know, you can interchange those lids. It's no big deal, which is good for me because I tell you, sometimes I forget to press down on the marker, so that's really good. We're moving on to Vivid Green. Let's see. This Vivid Green looks like the color of grass that I would color. Whenever I get markers, I think 24 markers for $10, alcohol-based markers, is a good deal. Is it going to stay as vivid as some of the higher-end markers? No. But I am not a high-end painter. I just color for fun, and if it makes me happy, that's all that really matters. But, you know, some of you probably have a Ross near you, and you may have seen this, or you maybe want to get it to try it out. Maybe this is your gateway into coloring, and here I am. I'm going to help you out. I'm gonna help you make that decision. So I like this yellow green a lot. Very pretty. When it comes to how I view the spectrum, you know, I think if you ever look at the spectrum, it's like dark on the outside and then it gets lighter, 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 and that's kind of how we went. So dark, light, 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 dark, light. For the colors that they gave us in this darker, which I think 40, this is probably a little bit different because and then if you notice, 41, where's 41? 41, they match for the most part, besides that one I showed you, they match up really nicely to the bevel, to the marker tip. All right, so now we're moving on to quote unquote more green. And the reason why I say it's more of a green is because we went from the 40s to the 50s, and now we have two greens in here. Besides those, you know, those are yellow greens, like we're fading into that. So we're going to do turquoise green. I'm always excited to see how the turquoise green comes out. This looks more of an emerald color to me when it first come out, you know, off the marker. But it's a blue-green, right? This one feels like it's going to be fun to color with. I wish I was more of a colorist that I can give you more definitive information, because I feel like broad tip, if I did more broad tip coloring, I would be like, oh yeah, this is great. But I'm giving you my opinion. This is pale green. I don't like it. It feels dry. It doesn't come out as smooth as all the other colors have come out. I feel like that's a drier marker and not as smooth to handle as the other colors. I guess the same thing for the turquoise broad side as well. Now this broad comes out very nice versus the broad on the turquoise green. Okay, so as I was stating about these markers, we are into the blue, indigo, violet spectrum. So we went red, yellow, orange. If you really look at this so far, we don't really have a true orange. We can take this one and maybe this one and one of these and blend it and make an orange. But as it stands right now, we don't have the basic colors. And I think if you're going to do like a 24 color set, even though it looks like it, right here, we don't really have a solid basic set of colors. Like if I were to ever think about purchasing a large collection of markers, I think it should have the 8, when you first start to color, those 8 colors that are in the 8-pack of Crayola, should have a kind of like that. Now, these colors are going to be fine because I have other colors that I can supplement. But if I want to just grab a pack of markers to take on the go, I don't know if these would be the ones that I would take. So this is called Baby Blue. And it looks a little bit darker than what I consider to be baby blue, but we'll see how it comes out on paper. Yep, it's definitely darker than the baby blue that I would say would be baby blue. But it is a nice ocean color for me. And oceans don't tend to be baby blue. They're more like crystal blue or clear blue. But when you're coloring a deeper ocean, you need that color. And now we're going to Cobalt. And let's see how this is. I'm expecting for this to look almost purple. And it does. Which is great. So this one, you see they gave us two blues, basically. And this is good. It's a dark and a lighter color. Although I always think that maybe this one should have been there. I don't know the numbering system of how people do their markers or whatever. And now we got the violet, and it's light violet, and it's number 82. And here we go. A lot of professional artists always tell you to swatch your things out, and I never really did that before until I started, investing in markers and looking at the things. And it's really true, because I've purchased a few markers that are not even close to the color on the tip of, the pen that they say. So now we're going to do brown, burnt sienna. And I like burnt sienna for skin tone mostly. This one is a nice brown. It's not the color that I was expecting. I think I was expecting a little bit lighter. But if I were to have to pick skin tones, I would probably use burnt sienna and 24, 26, and 33, the colors that I have pulled out aside. And maybe 14, I would blend that in some to get a skin tone if I was really needing to make a huge difference in the colors. I feel like that broad tip is just not making me happy at the moment. I'm not sure why. So now we're going to go with grays. And the grays are interesting. I did pick up another pack of markers from somewhere else, and they had the same color combo. Actually, let's do black first, and then we'll get into gray. So black is 120, and you know, black markers and crayons never come out the black I want it to be for whatever reason. And I don't know why. Like, I would expect for this is black, right? But when it comes out, it doesn't come out that the way I envision it. Now that came out really cool in dark. So then we have grays left, and this is blue gray. So we're gonna do blue gray first. I was gonna say that if I really wanted a deeper black, like a rich black, I probably could take a gray, and if I had a white or a different blending thing, I can make it a little bit thicker in the color, because this is black, right? I just feel like this is more light black, if that makes any sense. But of course, sometimes you do have to do a little bit of blending to make your colors match what you want to match. I tell you, this broad tipped side does not want to come off that easy, which I personally like, because I sometimes don't press down all the way on the markers. So knowing that the marker, see, this comes off easy, no problem. But this one, I know I have to press down on it a little bit harder. All right, and push in on it. So no worries right there. Let's see. This is cool. This one was cool gray. This is green gray that we're going to be doing now. And the green gray and the blue gray look almost the same. Almost the exact same. And this one colors in totally different. Maybe it's my technique, but I feel like it colors in a little bit different. Green, gray, 5. Now that broadside didn't have a problem coming off. Yep, I think these are almost the same. Let's put those to the side. And then warm gray. I'm gonna guess warm gray is gonna be dark. Let's see. Yep, very dark, which is cool. No big deal. Warm gray almost looks brown. So now, let's see. We're gonna take warm gray. No, we're gonna take these and put them to the side. So what I did is I turned the paper over, and you can see not a lot of bleed through, and I do think the cardstock is a lot thicker. If it was on a a regular sheet of paper, maybe you can see the colors coming through, but not a lot of bleed through. The only bleed through we have is 95, and that's the brown. Brown bled through some, like you can definitely see it. And then this orange, which is 33. So 33 kind of came through, and the brown came through a little bit. So now what we're going to do is we're going to do some blending, just with a few of them. And I think these are the ones that kind of look the same color. So I'm going to start at the top just in case I make a big mess. How we blend, I've learned over time, is you take the lightest one and you color in. Then we're going to, we're not going to use this one, I just left it out. Then we're going to take the darker one and we're going to color over it. And then we're going to go back with the lighter one and color over all of it. Now, just to be completely fair, sometimes if you, especially with alcohol markers, if you touch a color onto another color, sometimes it picks up that color, just so we all, does that make sense? So let's do this over. Okay, so we have the light one, which is Marigold. Yeah, Marigold. And that's what I was saying, like these two colors, I feel like they didn't need to put these in here, in Millen Yellow. So they look exactly the same. Millen Yellow may be a hint lighter. So right here is where they meet up. So I'm just coloring over that one. And then I'm going to take this and color back over. It looks the same. So let's try it with the peach in between. You see, this one is, in my opinion, really, really far from the color. But we'll see. We will see. Yep. Like once I take the Millen Yellow, you can barely see it at all. But these colors are, in my opinion, these colors, you know, those two colors did not need to be left in the pack because they look exactly the same. Exactly. You know, an artist probably could tell the difference, but Brandy is not that, so I can't tell the difference. If I just put these up against each other. Yeah, those two weren't needed, in my opinion. And it's another, you know, it's a few more in here that I think we could have left out and we would have been okay if they would have threw a different color in. Maybe give us 3 blues or another purple. So yeah, these colors, you know, they are light enough to not be the same, but these two are not needed in my opinion. As well as these two grays, the blue gray and the cool gray. I know a lot of people like to make their, especially if you're shading or whatever, you know, they may want to do that, but I don't think that was necessary either. So let's see. We're going to take the cool gray first. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to show you, and this is the blue gray. Now the blue gray does have more blue in it, and the cool gray is a little bit lighter, cooler, but now I'm taking the cool gray and I'm going over to the blue gray. And I'm going to do the same for the blue gray to the cool gray. In my honest opinion, these two colors are similar enough that you don't need them in the pack, especially for a 24 pack. I would think that they would have a different range of colors. So you know, these could be interchangeable. If I needed to grab a gray, I wouldn't be like, oh, the cool gray is more blue or the blue gray is more this or whatever. Overall, I do think it was a decent purchase. Would I purchase them again? Yes, because they do have enough. See, this gray bled through so that the orange, because I was coloring pretty hard on them. But if I'm just coloring a color page, I don't think I'll have a huge deal. So I mean, it's $10. They were $10 and you get 24 markers. You can do the math to see how much it costs. They are under $1 a piece. So that is something to keep in mind. If you're looking for like a gateway into coloring, this would be something that you could look into because they do color. They do what they say they're going to do, put some color down. And I think that for the most part, they have pretty good coloring. Like they're pretty decent shades. Like this one, you know, you could pick one and bring in another color, maybe another yellow. Like I could, you know, you can definitely see another yellow in the mix of all of these, and you know, throw out one of the reds and put in another red. So, you know, I would keep this red. I think that was old red or deep red. I would keep that one, the Millen one, and then I would keep these two. I would probably keep the Marigold, the peach, this one, throw out one of those. So I would throw out 2 so far in this row and bring in 2 other ones, maybe another yellow. And over here, even though I think this is an excessive amount of green, I do know that you can mix in green with a lot of colors, but I would probably get rid of the third one, the pet poop one, and I would probably keep these 3 because I can mix one of these 2 up to get that color. And then over here with these blues, I would keep all of those. Maybe bring in another purple, and then I would probably ditch 2 of the grays and bring in, a different color. Maybe a blender marker would have been nice in here, or a lighter color. But like this one, I would keep because it's kind of brownish, so I would keep that one in, and I would dump one of these two. So overall, yes, I would purchase this again for the price. It's good. I did pay for this with my own money. So this is an honest review. I hope that it was helpful to you in case you see these at Ross and you want to get it. You know, it's your money. You can ultimately be the decision maker. I'm just sharing with you my thoughts and opinions. I want to say thank you all for watching. Until next time, happy crafting.